No, not yet. They will. As soon as they lose their jobs and their bank accounts, then they're ready to listen to new ideas. That's how it works. If you want a better world, you have to get up off your ass and make it better. Right. Every move, women's rights, child labor laws, children are working in factories. People marched to get them out of there. They were beaten up by police and misused. Every good step was always rejected. See, I remember the last Depression. A friend of mine owned an aircraft factory, and the government came over and said, "We're taking over your factory." He says, "Why? You haven't paid taxes for 3 years." He says, "I don't have orders for airplanes. Take the goddamn factory." If you have a big factory and you're paying taxes on all your equipment, if you're not selling anything, it falls in receivership. So you don't need to take it away from them. The system's going downhill all over the world. General Motors failed. We bailed them out. Now, we gave all the money to the people that created the problem, the banks and all that.
Suppose only portions of the planet went along with the Venus Project. How would we defend ourselves from the... Suppose only portions of the planet like the idea of the Venus Project, kind of like now, and they were hostile towards us. How would we defend ourselves?
If they're larger in numbers, they'll destroy it, just like they killed Christ. That government at the time was hostile to Christ. So they crucified him. In Salem, Massachusetts, women that questioned the Bible were pointed out as witches, and they burned them alive. This is in America. It should be in all your school books, too. They burned them alive. Now, I'm saying this I didn't know. I didn't know that if you found a witch and they burned her, you inherited their bank account and land.
Wow.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
That should be in every school book. It's not. So I find America just as corrupt as every other country. They're no good. No country is any good. Don't misunderstand me. It's going to take one world, all the people. The environmentalists don't want to cut down the forest, but they live in wooden houses. As long as people go to Home Depot and buy lumber, they're going to cut down the forest, no matter how many protest signs you get.
Yeah.
People don't understand that. U.S. signs agreements with Japan and Germany. They're called treaties. But if that treaty doesn't serve the interest of that country, they violate it. We violated almost all the treaties we signed. We stole this land from the Indians, you know what I mean.
No, it's still stealing stuff.
I don't want to go into that. It's more than the planning stage. I have many different designs for cities and buildings and all that. And what you see on this table is a rough of this. This is the library. Once they got the library in, people read a little bit and they bought more books than ever. They felt they wouldn't buy books if they got them free. But they had more knowledge and wanted to know more. So right here I have a camera center where anybody in the city can check out a camera. Here you can check out any musical instrument, saxophone, violin, just like the library. The bicycles. If you make things available, people, they don't steal. That's the end of juvenile crime. Now, people that are mentally ill, that's something else. We help them. And the person is aberrated. You know, you go to prize fights today, which you consider normal. To me, it's offensive. You're hitting another person in the head, and they get cerebral damage. See, Christians fed the lions, and the kid says, "Can I come next week, Dad?" He said, "You behave yourself." Now, are those kids insane? No, they're not. That's normal to their culture. They judge no one lest you be judged. It said so in the Bible, and these Christians do jury duty. They should never judge a person. So all the judges of the Supreme Court, all lawyers will be considered criminals in the future. So what you accept as right and normal people, even their religion is offensive to God.
What would you do with criminals in the future? What would you do with criminals in the future? I heard that
there's no basis for criminal. Everyone have access to whatever they need without money.
But suppose the possibility of being criminal exists. If you get murdered.
No.
No.
Okay. There was a guy named Jeffrey Dahmer. You ever hear of him?
Yeah.
Did you know why Christ hinted that? Well, before Jeffrey Dahmer, there was another guy called Albert Fish. They believe he ate 45 children, and the public wanted to tear him to pieces. And a psychiatrist named Wortham said, don't kill him. I want to try to find out what made him that way. That's more important. And to outgrow the need for those conditions that produce those patterns of behavior. Now, if you take a normal boy and bring him up with 6 very effeminate women, absolutely effeminate, that little boy will move just like a woman, if that's all he sees. Because women move and speak differently. Oh, did I see a gorgeous hat? The boy will move just like that. I don't know.
Well, 3 teenage boys came from a wealthy family.
Yeah.
And they ended up murdering 20 people
for
the pure joy. For the pure joy of it. Okay.
Even the Diamond Brothers killed a kid for thrill killing. You want to know what we do with people like that? All right. If a person is brought up to hate women for whatever reasons, say his mother was a prostitute and he was shamed, he was made that way by culture. You have no right to kill him. We would help him, try to turn him around. When I joined the White Citizens Council, they hate foreigners, turn them around 1 month. So I know enough about human behavior to know what makes us the way we are. Should I tell you what made Albert Fish a serial killer?
Go ahead.
When he was about 8 years old, he was touching his private parts. All little boys get erections, not over sex or anything else. They just get erections when it's a normal process of pressure on the prostate gland, urine prey. The tendency to urinate gives him an erection. So his mother was an old-time Baptist, and this kid was touching his penis without any sexual thoughts. His mother came and said, you're going to burn in hell touching that part of your body. You'll burn eternally. She scared the hell out of the kid. And mother said at 2 in the morning he was screaming. So she went into the bedroom, he stuck needles into his genitals because he didn't want to go to hell. Can you understand that?
Yeah.
What do you think a soldier is? We show a Jap raping a white woman. He says, I want to join the army. He's full of hate, just like Fish, Albert Fish. Albert Fish used to take minority kids into the woods and try to cut their genitals off to save them from hell. Depends on the way you're brought up. Do you know the Christians in the early days used to murder people that weren't Christians?
Yeah,
All the Christian holy wars. That's the same with those that believe in Mohammed, Allah. They believe that the Christians going to hell. The Christians believe they're going to hell. And if you're a Lutheran, you're not going to hell, heaven, unless you're a Catholic. So you have all this shit out there, and that's what bothers me.
So you believe that people will eventually grow out of their
victims
religion?
of culture, all people.
So if the Venus Project were to come to life, do you believe that people will grow out of their religions because they'll be more educated?
Well, they'll be educated differently than the way we are today. All children will be brought up together, Japanese, blacks, because children have no attitude till you say you're a Lutheran, you don't play with that little Catholic boy. See, you indoctrinate your kids and you louse them up. So we're going to have to bring up kids together.